Well, it seems I've done everything I possibly can, and my internet is just crap for upload. I've got gigabit down, but I don't have enough upload to stream at 1080p. Which sucks! And now I'm going to open a tab here, so that way I can get the chat reader a reading to me. So give me just a moment for that. Open my channel. My channel. We're gonna open this, and we're gonna mute that instantly. Sorry for the quick double there, double up. And then I'm gonna come up here to my Chrome extensions bar, right here, and we are going to increase the volume of the chat reader. When you are around, I see the stars come out for you. If we go set this fire, we all the way up. Do it right, we keep it burning higher. We're gonna volume. There we go. And you know, when I'm with you, I am alive. Close that window and do a quick check of the thing here. Yeah, I'm running at the best settings I can possibly run, and it's still saying not getting enough data for even 720p. So if it's not buffering, then we're good. If it is, please let me know. Because if it is, I'm not going to be happy. Yo, what up, Wolf? Let me know if you're getting buffers, because I did try again to see if I could get 1080p streaming, and guess what? I just don't have the bandwidth to push it. I don't understand why, but it won't let me push 1080p. I'm just not getting enough. So let me know if you're getting buffers. I do need to, from what I heard, kind of volume my main desktop audio down just a little bit. Desktop audio, yeah, we need to volume that down just a little bit because my mic needs to stand out a little more. Okay, good. I don't know why YouTube's complaining then. No earthly idea why YouTube's complaining. Okay, cool. Chat is not that far behind at all. And I finally fixed the issue with it being on screen with people still being able to hear Discord. Unfortunately, I can't really do that unless I add a little bit of this here gain. Yeah, I'll have to add a little bit of gain.
we go. I'll have to add a little bit more gain, because that's about the best way I can think to do it. How's that? Or do I need to add more? I wonder. No, that's too much. There we go. Mic is like right in front of my face practically. So, I don't know. I don't know why it'd be doing anything weird, because it's like right in front of my face. Almost. Not too far away. But I'm going to drop in here to my Discord live chat. So that way those who wish to join me in hunting some monsters can join me in hunting some monsters. Discord is in the stream description. But yeah, today we gonna hunt some monsters. Oh, gotta turn my controller back on. There we go. Load up some Monster Hunter. Load up some Monster Hunter. There we go. Might want to up my game volume just a tidbit. There we go. And yes, I have the YouTube safe filter on Pretzel for the moment. So yeah. I think the first thing I want to do is a little bit of a warm-up. I want to do a little bit of a warm-up, get me a little bit more money, and maybe pump a little bit more into my current armor. And that's actually too loud. A little too much volume added into the gameplay. Alright. Let's do this. Was there no monsters up here?
Nice.
There should be. There we go. There we go, let me up here. There we go. Finally, I'm getting somewheres, I think. Oh, I hear peoples. Yo, welcome back.
Can you heal yourself? I'd like to join.
Well, I've got this playing through desktop audio.
Any last words?
So it changes for me and stream. But I didn't lower it enough.
This is the end. Heaven grant me strength.
Exactly.
Prepare yourself.
I fixed that. I fixed not being able to hear the chat reader. Wasn't supposed to be able to hear the chat reader.
Any last words? By the power of Kamura.
Whenever this thing runs off, if it gets a chance to run off.
Last words? It's all over. Here we go. Here's my strength. Smash you to bits. Watch out! It's after you. We're here for you. Can you heal yourself? Thank you.
Okay.
I shall do Kamura proud. No.
Ouch. Okay, now I have a moment to turn this down a little further. Since I died and didn't intend
Stronger.
to die. Alright, there we go. Hey, don't worry about it, dude. 'Tis all good up in this neighborhood. You do what you gotta do. Life happens and it comes first. Don't even sweat the small stuff. Life is more important than a silly old web stream. You too. Hope life treats you well today.
Before I was chatting. What's up?
Nada.
Mute your stream. Where's my
I
TV?
hear you.
Rise treating you well?
Yeah, well enough.
Now I gotta find. Oh, there's my TV remote. So I can mute. Wow, the mic in this. I will say a little bit. I heard the mic in this MacBook don't sound bad. This is the built-in mic in the side of the laptop. Surprise.
Seems
You
like
fighting
chat fell
Magnum Auto?
behind. I was. I'm doing one of them multi-monster hunts.
Ah.
Magnamalo's up in here. And we got one other one hiding out in the ancient ruins over here.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
So what you gonna be hunting?
I'm not sure yet. Probably gonna farm more Bashatin whenever I get on here in a second.
Ah, you
Trying to
still
farm out-
farming Bishoten?
What?
You still farming Bishoten?
Yeah.
Wolf says your mic doesn't sound like a built-in.
Yeah, it's a built-in. This is the mic built into my MacBook. It's just Apple puts good parts inside their stuff.
That explains it. You paid the crapple tax.
Actually, I bought this MacBook used from a friend for $500.
Doesn't matter. You still paid the crapple tax.
Well, the newest model of it's $1,000, double the price.
I'm just kidding, though. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
I have mad respect for people who do the whole Apple thing. I can't. I respect my freedoms too much.
Yeah. See, but in my mind, and this is just me, Apple cares more about, like, if you really care about privacy, you run Linux and you run one of those phones like the Pine phone or the Librem 5.
Yeah.
If you care about privacy. But if you want a mainstream operating system, Apple cares more about your privacy than Microsoft or Google.
Yeah, I'll give it that. I'll give it that.
Apple, they'll use your data to help promote stuff inside of Apple, but they don't want, like, they're making features to keep, like, other apps and stuff from seeing what you do in things. You know, like, that's been a big thing with Apple right now, and actually preserving their users' privacy.
Yeah, but if you care about being able to install things from various sources and having more free control over your computer, Windows is a little better than Apple. And Linux is best in that.
Actually, in some ways, Mac is better. In some ways, Windows is. Because Apple doesn't do mandatory updates. They recommend them, but you don't have to do them. Like, they're not. You can still tell it to download and not install it. They won't even notify you. You have complete control. If you want to go in and turn off all the security features of the OS, you can go in and do hardcore BSD and Unix work. And do some crazy stuff to the OS, like... That's why I say, to me, the Mac is the best in between. You get that core Linux experience, or Unix experience, I should say. But you get the mainstream app support of a, corporately ran operating system. which I've always liked.
Yeah, I can see that.
And Windows anymore, I feel like they are just they just want to collect all of your data. Like, sure, there's way more apps, there's way more games, all that stuff, but I don't know. Microsoft doesn't seem to care about your computer being your computer. Like, they want it to be always connected to your Microsoft account and all this other crap. It's like, no, when I don't know if you noticed, and you ain't probably reinstalled Windows in a while, but in the newest build of Windows, they took away, if you're on the internet, again, the option to create a local account.
That's never bothered me.
See, I think that's crappy. Like, I should be able to go and log into the Microsoft Store separately and have my own separate local account. So then if my Microsoft account gets compromised, it doesn't compromise my whole login to the PC. I think that your PC should have its own account. And then you don't got to have as secure of a password, which gets annoying.
You're not getting near the village. It's gonna hurt. Here we go.
Oof, that was loud.
Yeah.
How goes it?
Good. I just need to make a point that you can still make a local account as when you install Windows.
You just don't connect to the internet.
You need to basically use an ISO file that has Pro on it and just tell it to pick Pro.
Yeah.
But to me, it should default to local account, but say, hey, if you want deeper integration with Microsoft services, consider swapping to a Microsoft account. Just how I think it should be.
I see your point.
Yeah.
And like on a Mac, for example, I can skip all the logins. Like, 'cause you create an app, you have your Apple account, and you have your local machine account. You can integrate those hardcore, or you cannot. Like, I've got a friend who has a separate Apple account for their iCloud storage and a separate account for their iTunes, and then a separate account for Mac App Store, and they're signed into all three accounts on one user on a Mac.
He went nighty-night.
They do that so they can, be a little more protective of their stuff. If one Apple account gets compromised, they don't lose everything.
Yeah.
But I still love Windows. I mean, I'm tired of their forced updates and then their bugs that the forced updates bring all the time.
Forced bugs, forced bug dates.
Yeah, like that's why. Like in Windows 7, I had my computer set notify me when there's updates. Then I'd click the button and I could read the list and I could Google every single update code.
Yo,
and see if
Tyler. That's what up.
Huh. You got Tyler's message before I did.
Wow.
What?
Makes me wonder why my chat reader falls behind sometimes. It might be because Google Chrome and the way it acts weird when tabs aren't the primary focus.
Maybe.
Yeah, I found I always try to have the YouTube with my chat reader as the primary tab.
Yeah, that's what I'm noticing I have to do.
What I would do for you want your YouTube Studio view at the same time, right? Or your OBS? You know, Windows has that split thing where you drag one window to the right and it snaps, and one to the left and it snaps. That's what I was used to do.
Yeah, but when you have a bunch of resources like I do, it can hog as much as it needs.
I personally, since I'm pretty much only on Mac at the moment, I'm back running Safari as my main browser, and I love it. Because even on crappy internet like I have right now, Safari is like lightning. Like, I'm talking, if I want to load a YouTube video, it loads it in like a third of the time of any other browser.
So I think my, just as a random aside note here, I think my YouTube video I posted on Saturday got at least a little bit of decent traction.
Congrats.
Yeah.
At least a little bit. For those who missed it, I was basically talking about why I think the term ableism is thrown around a little bit too much.
Mm-hmm. It was a very good video. I'm happy for you. I'm still surprised for me about how well yesterday's went on my end.
What was yours yesterday?
An unboxing of the Xbox Series S.
Oh, nice.
And it's been up for a little over a day and has 37 views.
Hey! That's what's up.
Yeah, that made me happy.
I haven't looked at how many views mine has yet. After a couple of days.
I will check for you.
Because I've got the topic for my next my next Let's Chat video.
You hit 28.
Hey!
Yeah.
Hey!
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna have my next Let's Talk video up somewhere around Thursday or Friday. I ain't decided yet. Yeah.
That's cool. That's really cool, man. I'm looking forward to it.
It's gonna be about
few round.
It's gonna be about how to go about reaching out to a developer to suggest an accessibility feature or a change.
Oh, that's gonna be a good one.
And like what language you should use and how you should go about it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe do a screencast with like Google Docs or something up
I might
on
do
that
that.
part of the screen.
That would require me
talk
to
about
write things.
Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be really neat. My next thing, I'm still waiting on stuff to download on the Series S. Is just I'm planning to do a 1 week impressions video showing off, you know. And there's some features that I just love about the new Xbox. Quick resume. Oh, if PC could quick resume, man, I'd be so happy. Like, being able to be playing something like Dragon Quest XI, and then a buddy wants to play some multiplayer, and you just fire up, like, whatever the multiplayer title you want to fire up. Like, I hopped into a little bit of Minecraft to play with some friends last night, and I was playing in the middle of playing Dragon Quest. I fired up Minecraft, and Dragon Quest went into quick resume. And so I literally, whenever I was done playing Minecraft, I just clicked Dragon Quest XI, and within like not even 10 seconds, I was back in the game playing. Like I never closed it.
That's wicked. Like, that's the one thing I do like.
And I also had the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion sitting in quick resume from playing earlier in the day. And this morning I woke up and I was like, you know what? I want to try this again and try this quest I've been messing up on. And I went from Dragon Quest XI back into Oblivion in less than 10 seconds. Because you can have up to like 3 to 5 games in your quick resume.
I have actually seen how small the Series S is. It's about the size of a couple of old school NES boxes.
It's tiny. I mean, it's super tiny. Like, in my video, I was shocked.
Like I said, stack a couple of Super Nintendo or Nintendo boxes on top of each other, and there you go. Nobody would recognize that size comparison unless you were alive during the 90s, though.
Firefox is good, Tyler. I just am more of a Safari guy if I'm on a Mac. I love Safari. It's the fastest web browser out there. If they still updated and maintained Safari for Windows, I'd even run it on Windows. Like, I can even watch videos at a higher resolution in Safari. I don't know why, but it runs better.
I don't know who they are. I saw who bought them, but I don't know who they are. Tyler was asking you if you saw who bought Shadow.
Oh, no, I haven't heard.
I forget the name.
Is it someone who's going to run them into the ground?
I don't know. I don't know who they are. But I don't like the prospects of it.
They own OVH. The fund who owns OVH. Let me grab my MacBook off the stool where I sit it, and I'm gonna look this up. I'm in the Shadow subreddit, even though I left their Discord.
Oh, it's the hosting company in France. I knew there was a reason I didn't trust it. Okay. Now I understand who it is.
Oh, then it says here they're sharing the latest details on Blade's situation. Strasbourg, France, 3rd of May 2021. There's a bunch of date codes. Designer and manufacturer of high-performance, energy-efficient IT servers shares the latest developments on Blade's situation. In its decision dated April 30th, 2021, the commercial court designated Hub IC, chaired by OVH Cloud founder Octavia Klaba. Oh, people were saying they didn't want them to get it. As the buyer of Blade. SAS activities to CRSI. A long-term partner of OVH Cloud entered into an agreement with Hub IC prior to this decision. As part of this agreement, the two companies agreed that to CRSI sells Hub IC its rights to the hardware provided to Blade or Blade Global Corp under all contracts prior to December 31st, 2019, in return for a cash payment of 10.5 million euros. Excluding that, this amount is in line with the group's expectation. Hub IC is committed to facilitating the return of the remaining equipment from the 2020 contracts, most of which is located in the United States. For information, the historical order value of the equipment to be returned is $19.5 million US.
Ouch, that means US Shadow's probably gonna shut down.
Yeah. In the current context of a global shortage of electronics components, 2C RSI Group is already in discussion with several customers interested in acquiring this equipment as soon as it becomes available. For 2C RSI, this end of the Blade adventure marks the end of a chapter in which we have invested a lot of time and effort. We would like to thank Blade's team since 2017 have trusted us to develop for them an infrastructure worthy of internet giants, allowing us to demonstrate our know-how. We are delighted that Hub IC has taken over Blade's business. From the beginning, we believed in the global technological advancements that Shadow's cloud computing system represented. This innovation will now allow Hub IC to build a new European office suite in the cloud. This is Alan Witzmo, co-founder and president of 2CRSI. Delighted.
Well, there goes Shadow. We saw that one coming.
Oh yeah, that's why I managed to convince them to let me cancel my sub. Like I just got it and I didn't keep it. I wanted to keep it.
Well, they would have ended up canceling everybody's commitments anyway.
Yeah. Everyone who got it in 2020 at least. If you had hardware used from 2019 or before they were keeping it.
Yeah.
Man, that's sad. Had a good run, Shadow. And then you're gonna have all those Shadow boxes and ghosts that are just useless.
No, they're not. They can still be reflashed with another Linux variant.
Oh, they can?
Yeah, they're just essentially thin clients. You can still put another Linux variant on that.
Probably not very powerful at all, though.
No.
They're not too useful without Shadow.
Where would I be without you?
Man, I hate to hear that.
I hope you don't mind.
I was so hoping, because there were some employees from Shadow that were trying to bid to buy them. And I was hoping they got it. But I knew they wouldn't.
I didn't
Are you
think that
farming
would
money
happen.
right?
Yeah, I'm doing a money farm quest. Because I want to upgrade my armor some more.
I'm fixing to go grab my MacBook charger because it's about to die.
You're not getting near the village. They're targeting you. I'm bringing the heat. You're not getting near the platform. You won't know what hit you. Here we go.
I don't know, Tyler. I think Shadow had a good run, but I think with OVH and Hubik or whatever taking over, I think it's dead.
Yeah. It maybe not in Europe. Europeans may get lucky. I hope. But their U.S. operation, I think, is gonna... And if it stays around, the prices are gonna skyrocket.
Yeah, it won't be like it used to be.
You ain't gonna get a Shadow for $15 a month without a yearly commitment and $12 with. You're not gonna get a system with a Titan RTX for $40 a month and $2.50 for every 256 gig. Like, that's just not gonna happen.
Thanks for joining in. We were waiting for you. You won't know what hit. Prepare yourself.
Nah.
And there's really no other good options that are cheap in that space.
There aren't any.
I know some people were been saying in the Reddit that they're going like Amazon's hosting and other places, but they're paying way more a month. They're getting a way more powerful system. Like I think someone was saying they're paying like $90 a month, and they get an 8-core Ryzen and a 2080 Ti. But they were paying $90 a month, and then they also had to pay like so many dollars an hour.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Here we go.
I should probably chug a potion.
Man, though, just thinking about it, it's like GeForce Now is cool, but so many games just don't get to be on there because the game developers being stupid.
Of course we did. I need some of your
Stadia is, failing. We really don't know how Amazon Luna's doing, but I don't think it's doing well.
It's still in beta. I thought it was still restricted beta access only.
I thought they were finally allowing everybody in because you can link your Ubisoft Plus to it. And play all of your Ubisoft games through it, just like you can through Stadia.
But like here's my problem, right? Most of the other solutions that were doing what Shadow was doing are extremely limited. Right? They're just like, oh, log in, you pay us, log in, and you can play this select number of games that you also have to own first.
Which I know there are some services that if you get the right one, you can use Parsec and set Parsec up on them to connect to. But they don't provide their own front end that's deeply integrated like Shadow,
I mean, even then with the Parsec situation, right? It's not a full Windows desktop environment that you can do whatever you want to with hardware designed for gaming.
Yeah.
Right? That's what made Shadow special. That's what made them unique. That was their driving factor for a lot of people who bought into it.
And Shadow helped you tremendously.
It did. If it weren't for Shadow, I probably would not still be streaming today.
Yeah, like it allowed you to ramp up your stream quality, like. Because I remember, weren't we? You were at the point before Shadow where, everybody else was trying to think of ways to help you get a better stream quality, and that's when I took the plunge, if I remember correctly, and got you a month.
Yeah. You got me a month, told me to try it. If it didn't work, we weren't out anything. You just got the month, and it was a Christmas present. Early Christmas
Yeah.
present.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And
that was in 2018, wasn't it? The
Yeah.
December of 18?
Mm-hmm.
Thought so. And then before that month, I think like what, 2 weeks in, you ended up buying it. You're like, I gotta
Yeah,
have
just
my
because
own.
I knew how long the setup was going to be.
Yeah, which it wasn't nothing compared to how the setups are now.
Yeah. But if it wasn't for them, I probably wouldn't be streaming today.
Yeah, like I mean, because you used Shadow as your daily system up
For
till
all
what,
of my
6 months
gaming.
ago?
Yeah, for all of my gaming up till about 6 months ago.
And no one else even has the same thing. Like, you know, one thing badass about Shadow is, you know, you could be playing on your PC, leave the game open, then go or your Mac, and if you had like an Apple TV, you could download the app to it and then play on your living room TV with an Xbox controller, like a console, and then pick it up on your iPad or your phone. Like you could use a full Windows PC anywhere. Like, I'll admit, when I had it, I played a lot of Shadow on my iPad. I thought that was really cool, just to be able to sit there and like play like heavily modded Skyrim on a tablet. You know, well beyond what that product could actually run. At least, but I will give Microsoft credit though. At least xCloud is going to allow a good majority of the games that people would want to play if they have a lower spec system. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Because with xCloud, you'll be able to play all the stuff that's on Game Pass in your PC's web browser or on your phone or tablet.
Mm-hmm.
It's sure it's more of a console. It's not a PC. Like you couldn't just go and edit videos with xCloud, but you could, you know, play Skyrim. You could, yeah.
There we go. Now I'm up to 76 across the board on all of my armor pieces.
Congrats.
Doo-doo-doo!
Sorry. Got some sort of notification. Be right back.
I don't know, Tyler, though. It might come out of the woodwork. We never know. I kind of doubt it, though, because it was proprietary software.
What is it?
Tyler was saying that Shadow's back-end, front-end software might come out.
Hey, you're back. The usual, huh? Oh, man. So
Well, people can already do that
What would-
with that 2PC setup over NDI or capture card. There's already still ways to do that.
To do what?
work to do.
Letting people stream with moving the gaming resources off of the primary stream PC.
Parsec will let you do it too.
Yeah, like I said, there's a ton of solutions. Mm-hmm.
But there's none to where you can just pay monthly for a PC as cheap as Shadow.
That was
Like, I've got
dedicated for
several-
gaming hardware.
Yeah, like, you know, I've got like several friends that are hardcore Mac guys like myself, but they're even more hardcore. They don't even want to install Windows on their Mac. Like, they just run Mac OS. They've ran Mac OS for 20, 30 years. They got a Shadow, so they can play PC games. They had no interest. They told me that if to install Windows, someone better buy them a PC and pay for every upgrade for the highest end parts every single time a part comes out. They didn't want to be, or they'll, because they'd have to manage and maintain their Windows install because they didn't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. But then Shadow came out and they're like, a cloud PC I don't have to touch the hardware. I can just install my games and close it when I'm not using it, and they paid for Shadow.
I think I'm finally ready to go tackle Teostra.
Nice. But yeah, Shadow was their solution. They're like, well, I can finally play some of these PC games I want to play.
Yo, Logic, what you up to, dude?
Oh, hey, Logic.
How goes that wonderful little thing called life?
Y'all still there?
Yep.
Well,
still have to-
in the end, I think. Go on.
Go ahead.
In the end, I think Shadow's biggest problem is the publicity blew up for them when they were still too small. You know, that Linus Tech Tip videos that clued me in to get it for you to try it. You know, that blew Shadow up, and then as the world, you know, things kept going, they kept getting more well known. Then the pandemic hit, and more people needed more, you know, powerful hardware. You know, just like Shadow just blew up, and then too quickly for them to be able to meet the demand. They needed a slow and steady growth without all these big influencers making videos about it. You know, they need just to you know, go from, you know, 1,000 people a few months later to 10,000, 6 months later to 20. You know,
Well,
they needed
the
that
biggest
small
problem.
growth.
The biggest problem is they've already stated they underpriced themselves. They were losing money on every setup.
Mm-hmm. Even they said even their original price for Boost was right. Before they made it cheaper, when Boost was what originally it was $30 a month on a contract, and it was like 40 off.
Something like that.
No, 25 with a year contract, 30 a month without. And they were not profiting even on just on that.
That sort of goes to show that the world isn't quite ready for such a streaming solution. They were ahead of their time and trying to eke out too much from too little.
Which personally, I wonder why they couldn't have used consumer cards. 'Cause, like, they could have made still killer gaming rigs with like 60 series cards. You know, they didn't have to use a 1080 at the time. They could have used 1060s and such, and still had decent systems.
Gonna be honest, if they would have used a 1060, it wouldn't have been too much better than what I had in my PC already.
You had a 1030. A 1060 was way better than a 1030.
Not
1060s had 6 gigs of video RAM. Had like I used to have a 1060, dude, and I was playing the latest games at that time, maxed out settings at 1080p, 60 frames. .1060 is vastly better than the 1030. But it was a cool selling point. GTX 1080 at in 2018, a 1080 was still badass. But as Shadow went on, because they couldn't keep upgrading crap, people were starting to get to the point to make a little fun of them. Oh, 1080 equivalent, RTX 3000, 3000's out. 20 series has been out for 2 years.
that was part of their problem too.
Yeah. And by that point too, the CPU in the Shadow was underpowered.
Yep.
They weren't able to maintain the upgrade cycle that they'd need to stay relevant either. Because right now, say we weren't in a graphics card shortage. Now that the 1080 is 2 generations old, you'd be able to buy one for like $200, $250 on the used market. And then you could probably buy, and you can buy an older 8-core, like 2nd gen Ryzen, which they only had a quad core in Shadow, wasn't it, in the base tier?
Yeah, it was a quad.
So yeah, you could buy a quad core CPU for $100. Like, you could build a PC as powerful as the Shadow for about $500 if you went with used parts, if we weren't in a graphics card and technology shortage right now. If you were fine going all used parts. I just hope someone tries it again someday.
Leave everything to me.
And
I do too.
But I hope they wait. Like, really, all these, other than to me, Microsoft has the best chance of theirs actually being a success and staying around. Because they're not trying to make it its own thing. It's a bonus. It's, oh, you pay for Game Pass. You get xCloud. You know, you get your Game Pass streaming, cloud streaming. They're not hinging on you running that as your primary gaming. It's, do you have an Xbox and play Game Pass, or do you have a PC and want to play some of the games that aren't on PC that are in Game Pass? You can stream it if you have Ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
And rumor is it's coming to Switch.
Though Nintendo's already stated that they won't allow any other game streaming services on their system.
They've not stated that in a couple years at least.
No, they
Things
stated
change.
that. They stated that recently.
Huh. I'm not. None of the people I've watched covered that. Because Spawn Wave has talked about it. Mr. Matty Plays has talked about it. Like, a lot of the dudes I watch frequently, all are still talking about that possibility. Based on all the Microsoft events, how they've been sneakily sliding Nintendo Switches in the background.
Like, it would be cool to have Game Pass on Switch, like the cloud streaming.
But see, what I'm thinking, if they do, it's not going to be all of it. It's going to be, I bet you if it happens, it's going to be just Microsoft first. It's going to be a limited selection of the games on Game Pass. Like, say, anything Microsoft owns the rights to. Like, first-party Microsoft stuff. So your Bethesda's, your Halo, your Gears, your Forza, your Sea of Thieves.
Here we go.
You know, not all the third-party stuff. Which would still be really cool. It'd be really cool on launch day to fire up stuff in the cloud on the Switch.
You're not getting near the village.
I think I made a mad Deostra.
Actually, I might do a discussion video on the whole Shadow situation this week.
Yo, that actually sounds like a good idea.
It's kind of what we're talking about right now. We had been with Shadow and Cloud Gaming. That just seems like a really good. Yeah.
That does sound like a good idea.
Mm-hmm. And I'm still happy. Another friend of mine recently hit a big milestone on their channel. Do you remember Matt from Matt's Tech? He used to hang out with me a lot.
Yeah.
We're still friends. He hit 1,000.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm very much happy for him. It's a milestone we all everyone achieve, wants to achieve.
Heck yeah.
Are you still manning the bow?
Yep.
Cool. I've kind of gotten into Sword and Shield.
I'm gonna chug a little light potion here. Sword and Shield's nice. I've started messing with Lance.
Yeah. That's cool.
Started messing with the big pokey stick. I love my big pokey stick. Well, I think I like the shield that comes with the big pokey stick a little bit more than the big pokey stick itself. A buddy of mine's like, well, why don't you try Gun Lance? Or Lance? I'm like, I don't know. Gun Lance is too slow. I like a bit more mobility.
Yeah. I like to actually be able to dodge.
I like to be able to dodge roll. Not necessarily dodge, but at least dodge roll. Yeah, I hope you don't mind. I'm just gonna snag that carve off of that tail, I think. It was either a tail or a little monster. And then I missed. Yeah, I need to chug a potion because I just got blasted in the face.
I'm just excited to see where E3 ends up going this year.
Like, if everybody here on the channel wants, I will stream E3, but other than that, I don't really care to.
I'm planning to try to budget in next month to finally give that Calyx Institute a chance.
To give what a chance?
The cellular provider Tyler mentioned to me a few months ago, it's called Calyx Institute.
Oh.
It's unlimited data, $150 for 3 months, every 3 months, or $500 for a year. Depends on Sprint and T-Mobile towers.
Much appreciated.
Because I did some testing with a friend's phone who had Sprint, and they get freaking, where I live, they get amazing service. So I'd get good service with it. Just sit it in the windowsill. You know what I mean? Leave it plugged in.
Ooh. Sneezes.
Like, from what I was testing over about an hour of running tests, it was averaging about 50 download and about 5 to 10 upload.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And with Calyx, it's unlimited data. So until Starlink actually gets out, it seems like my best bet. And I'd like to be up and running by E3 because I do want to stream it. Because that's the biggest thing holding me back right now. I'd like to do daily YouTube uploads, but I can't because while I'm uploading a YouTube video, it takes over the whole internet where no one in the house can even load a website, let alone watch anything. And I've tried starting an upload when people are asleep. But then by the time everyone wakes up the next day, it's still uploading and only about 80% done, and it's another hour or two before the video's up. That's only for like a 5 to 10 minute video, let alone if I wanted to actually start doing 30-minute videos like Let's Plays or anything. Yeah.
You'll have to send me a link, because I'm just curious. I'm just curious to see what it... There we go.
Let me see if I can get it for you.
I'm gonna carve me some Teostra. Well, that's the last of the new content from the 2.0 patch down. I've hunted everything.
What do we have here? There's gotta be something good in here. If you'll excuse me. I'm on a roll. Couldn't ask for a better outcome.
No, we couldn't.
You looked up the hotspot offerings? Oh, you're asking if I have. Everything I can find other than Calyx, there's nothing that's unlimited. It's like pay by the data, the gig and stuff. Tyler. Like right now, technically, if I knew how much I've been debating it, because I have 2 hotspots right now, but my phone and my iPad both have 15 gigs. And I stream at 720/60. I've been debating how much data for like a 2 to 4 hour stream would be, but I haven't got it nailed down to a science. I've been thinking I might be able to do weekly, once a week streams with that hotspot that I have on my phone and my iPad.
Hello. Oh, come back anytime.
Ah, so you got some thought bubbles to get, Glitch.
Yeah, just a couple.
There was a red one right in there on the guy at the dais there.
Oh, up here?
You just talk to him. There's one at the quest counter too.
Just got that one.
Yep. They only offer one model hotspot from what I can see. Tyler. They don't offer the advanced one anymore for some reason at the moment. But I'm still assuming it would cover what I need. From what I was reading, their hotspot can go up to 100 megabits.
Provided you have a good satellite connection.
Cell connection, yeah.
I wonder who they get their data through.
It's Sprint and T-Mobile.
Oh. Well, it's just T-Mobile now. But hey.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. When T-Mobile bought Sprint, they decided to keep the T-Mobile name and drop the Sprint name.
And they just merged all the Sprint accounts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at it not even a week ago, Tyler, and they only have one currently. And Glitch, I will send you the link on Discord for when you're done streaming.
Sweetness, thank you. My upper right corner is empty again. Oh no, whatever will I do?
You're what?
You know where it tells you the next quest objective?
Oh, yeah.
Upper right corner? It's empty! I don't have an objective. What do I do? Let's take a look at what the Teostra armor set looks like. Which is, I do believe, the Kaiser set. Yeah, it's the Kaiser set.
But I'm thinking that'll be my best bet to get unlimited okay internet until Starlink. But then Starlink, you gotta have
look kind of cool. Starlink, you gotta have what?
$500 for equipment.
Dang.
I don't think they let you split that between payments either.
Nah, probably not.
Nope, my stairs not muted. Yeah. Like, if they would let me do that, like, yeah, but I want Starlink's the ultimate goal. But I need something in the meantime. Like, need it. I'm tired of not being able to do things I want to do to grow.
Pierce Rapid. It's 180 with a 27 blast. That's actually not bad. That Teostra bow. If the last one were Pierce, I'd be even happier.
Okay, Tyler, I see what you mean. They have two different ones right now. The Lynx Zone 2 and the Franklin T9.
Yep.
Someone here?
See. You know, the funny thing, here on YouTube, I don't feel the need to do insanely long streams all the time. Like I do on
don't
Twitch.
Need to.
Like, I just don't feel that need. Like, I think a nice hour and a half of getting a couple of hunts in and our discussion, I think that's a good stream.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm kind of wanting to go back to my audiobooks.
I gotcha.
I got my 2 credits this month, and I was like, need more. So I dropped the $34 on 3 more additional credits.
What you listening to?
Well, I started off with the next book in Artorian's Archives series, which follows directly after the Divine Dungeon series, and gives some backstory into one of the characters, kind of leading up to Divine Dungeon and continues into the rest of it. So I got the next book in that series. And then I got the next book in the Dungeon Fairy series, which is essentially a series about a dungeon fairy who winds up being turned into a core, and now she has to manage a dungeon, and everything goes wrong. I also got the next book in the Crafter's Dungeon series, which is a series about a human who wanted to learn how to do crafting and enchanting, but she was born with a physical deformity that wouldn't let her perform the crafting and the enchanting that she wanted to perform. Well, she was eventually killed and has become a dungeon core, so now she can craft all the things she wants to craft. It's weird. It's like, yeah, it's kind of a weird but good series. And I finished getting the last 2 books in the Dungeon World series, which was good too.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm still been hooked on the land, of course.
Oh yeah, and I'm still waiting on the next book in that one. And also, after you finish the land, if you want to keep reading the works of Alaran Kong, you can grab God's Eye, which is sort of a sister series. Takes place on a different world. And it's a completely different style, too. It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of the 5th book in the land.
Yeah. Like God's Eye is like, let's take the mechanics that we've already established from the land, and we'll throw in a little bit of SimCity.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, it comes off kind of weird, but once you read it, you'll understand.
Is that one I should technically already have access to?
Yeah.
Okay, I will. Oh, but yeah, if you're going to end Glitch, stay in voice for a minute afterwards, because I have a collab idea that I'll mention to you off stream.
Alright.
I just thought of.
Alright. But yeah, I do think I will be calling it here. So, thank you guys for stopping in. Don't forget, like and subscribe, you know. The standard YouTuber stuff that I don't want to do, but I feel obligated to do so because I'm now on this platform instead of the other. Anyways, feed the algorithm for me. I'm fresh out of bacon bits, and the algorithm wants bacon. Anyways, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video or live stream, whichever happens first. Peace out, everybody.